Good morning, friends. Welcome to Monday morning quiz number 12. I am happy to confirm that we just had the winners meeting about a week ago, and it was wonderful to interact with all the 24 winners of the Monday morning quiz editions from 1 to 10. It was heartening to receive your direct feedback, and I'm thankful to all those nice words during that meeting. Special thanks to Mr. Ashok Muthuswamy who agreed to be the chief guest on that day to felicitate all the winners. A lot of inputs we received from the interactions, and I look forward to continuing this journey and wanting to make it even more exciting. With these few opening remarks, let me move on to the Monday morning quiz number 12. So let me share my PPT and start the proceedings for the day. So Monday morning quiz from PQSI number 12, dated the 15th November 2021. As always, the agenda will be that we talk about the questions first for the Monday morning quiz number 12. I'm sure you're all eager to look at the question and start answering them in the Google form, which is available in the description of this YouTube video. And for those who would like to understand how this whole thing works, you can probably look at the previous versions of Monday morning quiz. All the 11 versions are already uploaded in our YouTube channel. You can have a look at a few to understand how this Monday morning quiz works. So basically, there are three statements on which we look at for a true or false response from all the respondents. And the top three with all the three correct responses for all the three statements, they are declared winners, and the winners get a gift voucher and a merit certificate. Right. So with these opening remarks, let me move on to the most important part of this Monday morning quiz number 12. So the question for this week, here we go. So this time we looked at, as many of you are aware, that over the last 4 or 5 versions of Monday morning quiz, we generally share an output of a software. It could be a gauge pack software from PQ Systems, or a Minitab software, or an SQC pack software from PQ Systems. So this time we looked at having a question on design of experiments. So this is the sessions window output from Minitab. You can have a look at that, to understand what is in the sessions window. And we also have given as part of the clue, we thought of, instead of clubbing all the three outputs in one slide and make it look smaller, that was a feedback that we got over the last few editions. So we thought we'll have 3 separate slides where we show the individual outputs from softwares like Minitab, so that you understand and you have a clear view of all the text matter that is available. So this is the sessions window output of a design of experiments, from Minitab software. The next slide, we also have the main effects plot. As you could see, strength is the response variable, and you have material, injector press, injector temperature, and cool temperature as the factors. Okay, so this is a main effects plot, again an output from Minitab. And the next slide, we also have the interaction plot for strength. Okay, so interactions between the factors. So all the two-way interactions are mentioned here in this picture. So with this information, so let me now look. Want you to look at the 3 statements that I have for this Monday morning quiz number 12, dated the 15th of November 2021. So here are the 3 statements. So the first statement reads, in the given example, measure temperature, which is denoted as MEASTAMP, measure temperature factor, is considered as covariate because it is an uncontrollable factor. So that's a statement. So you need to confirm whether it is true or false, right? And the second statement is ing press, which is a factor, is the most significant factor that impacts the response variable strength. So this is another statement that we are declaring from the outputs that you've seen in the previous slides. So you need to probably go back to those slides, have a look at it, and take your time, pause those, the video at that particular slide, have a look at it, and then make your choices in the Google Sheet. And the third statement is no significant interaction observed between factors. Okay, so these are the three statements on which you probably need to give your responses, whether the statements are true or false. So going back to the next section of this particular video is where we discuss the previous week's question. So the question that was asked, as part of our Monday morning quiz number 11. Okay, so Monday morning quiz number 11, dated the 1st November 2021, had these questions. Okay, it was a quiz on MRA, multiple regression analysis. And the first statement from this Minitab output, we said multicollinearity exists in this model, right? And the answer is actually false, and only 17% of the respondents could get it correctly. Now, why do we say it is false? Because multicollinearity, which is a phenomena where we are looking at a relationship between the x's, between the x variables, right? And an indication of multicollinearity, sorry, an indication of multicollinearity is from the VIF values that you see. So if you look at this particular session output under the column VIF, so you do not see a number which is greater than 5. So because the thumb rule is that a VIF factor which is greater than 5 confirms that there is a multicollinearity effect. Since you don't have any variable with a VIF of anything greater than 5, he can confidently say that in this particular model, in this particular regression model, there is no multicollinearity. Since the statement says multicollinearity exists in this model, the answer is actually false, and only 17% of the respondents got this correctly. Moving on, we said the next statement was film density has the most significant effect on thickness. Okay, so thickness is the response here. So if you look at the regression equation, okay, so that's where thickness is mentioned as a response and the regression equation is there. So if you look at, the statement, film density has the most significant effect. So first thing is we look at the session window. And if you look at the p-value for film density, yes, it says it is less than 0.05. So it confirms the hypothesis that yes, film density has a significant effect on thickness. But the statement says most significant effect. So we go to the equation to find out the coefficients, and we also see that film density has the highest coefficient value of 0.2368. So which is confirming that film density is significant, and it is actually the most significant, has the most significant effect on thickness. Okay, so if you want to, if you want to have a desired thickness of this process, I think film density will have a major role to play, and closely monitoring that will give you much better results. So the answer for the statement is true. Okay, so both from the p-value that you see and also from the equation, you can see that the coefficient of film density is the highest. So 58% got this correctly. 58% of the respondents got this statement as a right, true. Okay, so moving on to the third statement, we said plug temperature, which is an x variable here, as the least significant effect on thickness, right? So if you look at the p-value, in fact, plug temperature has a p-value of 0.096, so which itself tells you that it does not have any effect. I mean, a value greater than 0.05 confirms that. And a further confirmation is also available when you look at the coefficients. When you look at the coefficients, plug temperature coefficient is probably the least, which has 0.0056 minus 0.0056. Among all the other coefficients, the plug temperature coefficient, which is expected because you also see a p-value which is greater than 0.05. So this answer is also true. But about 50% of the respondents got this rightly. Okay, so multiple regression analysis is a wonderful tool, and softwares like Minitab make it even more easier to use. I think the understanding of multicollinearity and all that is something that probably you need to strengthen. Okay, so there are a lot of information available in YouTube, so you could probably look at some of the videos on multicollinearity to understand this better and make right judgments whenever you're dealing with a problem to solve. I mean, to use multiple regression analysis as a tool to identify the key X's that have a bearing on the Y, right? So with this we move on to the next section. Unfortunately, this time we do not have a respondent with all three correct answers. So we have no winners for MMQ 11. There have been a good amount of responses where they got any two questions, any two statements right. Okay, so it was some of you had two statements declared correctly, but of course only when you get all the three statements as right, that's when you're declared winners. So we couldn't. So MMQ 12, MMQ 11 also goes without a winner, right? And so we now have MMQ 12, which is on DOE. So have a look at it. What I would suggest you is, don't be in a hurry, because some of these questions, you need to look at the graph, you need to look at the session window, and then you need to give your judgment. It's not a very straightforward. Of course, somebody probably will take, I also see some responses where, maybe you are using the luck factor, which is, since it's a true or false question. So, but nevertheless, for those who probably like to understand the DOE better, I think there's an opportunity. Have a look at the session window, have a look at the graphical output of main FX plot and interactions plot, and then look at the statements and then confirm it. I think that is good enough. So continue, keep quizzing, continue to share this information. And I think all the 11 videos that we have addressing different aspects is good. Probably from the next MMQ, we are also looking at changing the formats a little bit from maybe a true or false to multiple choice, and then to probably do some calculations and come out with results and all that. So keep a track on our YouTube channel, and maybe you could even subscribe the YouTube channel to make sure that you get notified whenever we post the new video on MMQ. And I'm also likely to post some training videos on the AIAG examples of MSA, because I see a lot of people are not able to interpret the output of the MSA study. So keep in touch with our channel to stay tuned with the latest videos of that we will post on tools like SPC and MSA. So bye for now. So the winners of this MMQ 12 will be declared in the on next Monday in my LinkedIn page. So happy quizzing. Have a look at the 3 slides that I have, and better to pause the video, have a closer look at the sessions window is what's the clue I will give, and also look at the other plots and then start giving your responses. Okay, so take care, stay safe, and wish you all good time during quizzing. Right? Bye for now. Thanks a lot.